So if there are issues, again, there are places to go with them, and I hope that you will not wait and bring them early, you know, before they start bothering.
Lisa?
I'm sure everyone is aware of this $125,000 retention bonus that you've received over the summer. So I would just like to ask specifically where the funding from this bonus came from.
I can't really hear what you're saying. You want to try a little louder? I got up to the, you just wanted to know.
Specifically where the funding from your bonus came from.
It came from the same place as the rest of my salary, and the reason that it was paid was because a number of years ago, the Board of Trustees decided that they really wanted to do everything they could to make sure that I stayed as president of Montclair State University, and this is one of the things that sometimes that boards of trustees do.
So where did the funding come from that pays for your salary?
It comes from the operating budget of the university, like every other salary that is paid. Beg pardon?
It came from tuition then?
It came from the operating budget of the university, like everything else. And the operating budget of the university is divided between tuition, state appropriation, gifts and grants from corporations, federal indirect cost recoveries, and a variety of other places.
Okay. And in light of this recent economic downturn, how do you feel about other presidents, such as Rutgers President McCormick, donating their bonuses to scholarship funds, such as programs like the EOF?
I think in the case of President McCormick, it was a bonus, I think. My payment was not a bonus. It was a contractual retention payment, which is a little bit different. May not seem different to you, but it is actually, was given to me as part of the contract. And I think it was very nice of McCormick to do that. And I am not at all embarrassed about the salary that I make. I think I've worked really hard for decades in this profession. I've gotten all of my degrees and experience. I've been a president for 19 years. I have been, I think, a very hardworking, diligent, competent president, and given everything I have to this university. And frankly, my salary is just about in the normal, moderate range for presidents at my stage of my career in an institution of this size. And if you look at, for sure, if I worked in a private institution, I'd be earning 2 to 3 times as much. And if you look at my fine brothers, president of Monmouth, Rider University, private institutions in the state, much, much smaller than Montclair State and not as good. They earn 2 or 3 times what I earn. But that's their choice. I'm happy for them. They like working in the private sector. I like working in the public sector. But let me tell you, in my opinion, I earn my salary.
So your contract doesn't allow you to donate it, or is that your decision?
Oh no, I could donate it if I want. I could donate my entire salary. But you know what? I don't want to. I need it. I have a family to support. I have children, I have grandchildren, I have a family that needs me. I've worked hard all my life. I worked from the age of 11. I didn't get here just sitting around. I worked hard, and I still work hard. And I think the salary I earn is appropriate and respectful for what I do and how well I do it. And I think when you're my age and in that stage of career, I suspect you're going to be earning that kind of salary as well. At least I hope all of you will.
Hopefully. But there's certain students, certain minority low-income students who work very hard, and yet they're continuously denied certain things that they deserve because they're not making enough money. So I'm talking about the Education Opportunity Fund, which has received cuts every single year. And so I'm just wondering how you view what's happening to the EOF in comparison to you receiving a bonus for your hard work. The EOF students work hard too.
EOF is a program that is funded by the state. Was it cut this year?
No, it was not.
It was not cut this
They
year.
told me it was cut.
No. The only time it's been cut actually was a year ago, and that's the only time that they have not had level funding or increased funding in about 10 years.
Yeah.
But with the inflation, it's actually
I beg your pardon?
right.
But their tuition is covered in Dominican's County. That's not what the students are. That's not their tuition. Tuition assistant grants. So financially it has gone up to cover
And
the lapse.
EOF funding? I don't think the EOF grants were, you know what? I think that the EOF statewide funding wasn't cut, but there were more EOF students. So they may have cut the grant.
But funding in this year's budget was level for our university. So we didn't lose any EOF money this year.
But did we have more EOF students?
No.
No. So there should not have been any cuts on this campus.
Right.
Brennan?
You said that you thought that Richard McCormick giving up part of his salary to charity was nice, but why do you disagree with that? If you think it's good for him to do it, why would you not do that yourself?
Well,
I think he
you
does
know,
that.
Well, he did do that.
I think he asked the question.
Well, my question is that she said that she earned it. Did she say that she did not earn it? I mean, she's not telling you.
Red Scar, you
Well,
go.
because there's a difference between, because he got a bonus, but what she got is in her contract. So there, you gotta make that distinction between what is the bonus and what she is entitled to in her contract.
But once you receive money, it's yours. You can give it away.
Yes, but then think
Yes,
about
but our
the
president's not a
she's
slave.
making 2 to 3 times less than other people in her field. So,
Richard McCormick.
I think you're going to this anyway. I mean,
Can we
I think
say
all of
a
it
stat, first of all?
Yeah.
I called him.
Okay,
I was,
alright.
I mean, I think we'd all like her to donate her money, put it all on EOF or whatever she thinks is her worthy recipient for her bonus, but I think that she already addressed why she didn't want to, and I don't think she can.
I'm not trying to be answer. I was asking why she felt it was good for him, but not good for her to do. All she said was that she's a hard worker, which I think that he probably is too.
I think you're probably
Okay,
using her words.
guys.
Greg?
want me to answer?
No, it's alright. It's fine. I'll shove my question down.
Greg?
I have a question about finding interventions. I understand that since this is a university funding stuff is public, can we be provided with information as well as finding?
Yeah, we don't keep secrets, but that information is, I don't know what information. So if you tell me what information you're interested in, a lot of it is in public places already. For example, the audited financial statements of the university are available to the public. They were just adopted by the board, so once they're accepted by the board, then the auditor can publish them, and they are available, and they're in the library, you can review them. The university's budget is available, but, there are all kinds of things out there, and if you have a question, you just need to ask.
This one of those like operating budgets that we public
Yeah, the operating budget is actually displayed publicly it's adopted by the board in public session, and it's available. I can send you a copy of the operating budget. The summary of it, I'll send you a summary of it. I mean, the actual operating budget of the university is, I would fill this room, but there's summaries of it that will tell you what the revenues are and the expenditures and the major categories where they go.
Yep.
And you'll see that difference between operating and auxiliary there.
Okay.
Lisa?
I heard through a source that the strategic plan that was passed at the last board meeting, there's a draft C that was never made public before the plan was passed by the board. So I was just wondering how you could possibly pass a plan before it was made public.
The development of the strategic plan notwithstanding your source, was a very public process, a very public process. There were committees on campus, it was reviewed by the University Senate, it was reviewed by every department, every college and school, every administrative operation. It was out in multiple drafts, and comments came in, and new drafts came out, etc. And then finally, at the end, the very last tail end of a few last comments came through, which were then put in the draft for the board. And the whole document is now up on the website. So it got intensive review, and there were no major changes made from the quote draft B to the draft C. Just the final last comments that came in from the whole general public were incorporated into the document, and that was the one that went to the board. At some point, you have to stop the process, or you'll be going back and forth forever. But when we were satisfied that all of the major comments and revisions had been made, it then went to the board.
We are over the.
There's one more question from someone who hasn't spoken yet. Go ahead.
You mentioned before having the
You are,
Margaret. You mentioned before
and you're in what field?
undeclared.
What?
Undeclared.
Undeclared? Sophomore? Freshman?
Sophomore.
Sophomore.
You mentioned before how the information is available to us as a student body. How are you preparing your employees in the bursar and financial aid, and as well as the other departments around campus for releasing this information? Because in my personal experience, and I'm doing my best to keep it objective because I have talked to other people about it, in most cases when we ask for information about scholarships, budget information, where exactly our tuition is going, and funds that we can receive to continue our education, people don't know where to direct us. They tell us to go talk to the official high-ups, you, the dean, but we can't exactly just say, hey, how are you doing, drop into your office and talk to you about it.
I don't know who the we is or the what it is you're looking for, whether it's a personal issue about you and your financial aid or your scholarship, or whether you're asking the general issue of about scholarships, the availability of scholarships at the university. I'm not sure I know what kind of question you're trying to get answered.
General financial information regarding the students.
That is, a question that is beyond answering. It's too big. It has to be more specific than that.
Well, okay, then let's say scholarships.
Scholarships. So what do you want to know about scholarships?
Where do I get them?
Well,
I've
if
asked.
you want to
On
know.
the web.
Go ahead.
Information's available on the web. If you go to the financial aid website, you'll see a tab for scholarships, and it'll list every scholarship that's available through the university.
There's one more.
One more?
You okay?
Well, we could ask the question.
No, it was touched upon. Thank you.
Okay, so we have concluded all of our questions. If you would like, we would want to open up an open forum to give everyone just a chance to ask any pressing questions, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Do you have a time limit?
Well, I do. If
What
we
time?
could say another 10 minutes.
Okay, that's
Does
fine.
that work for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Lisa?
Oh, I want to go first.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mr. Robert Ernst, chemistry major, senior year. Over the summer and since the beginning of the year, I've been following all the turmoils of the NJN fall through and how Montclair has been a part of that, and how eventually Channel 13 essentially won the TV part. I was wondering, because I know there was testimony from a combination of you and Neil Shapiro where you would try to talk and work a partnership to work for NJTV. I was wondering if you could